Today I'm trying something a little different for the channel, but still around the concept of mods. I'm using the Kingdom of Heaven 3rd Crusade. It's an amazing mod I've recently mentioned in the last 5 mod video, and I think it's the most fun I've had in CK3. Anyway, for this video I'm going to be playing as Richard the Lionheart. He's a very interesting character as you start as a Duke for England, ruling Aquitaine, under his parents who rule the English throne. But it's not as simple as that. He has a history of arguing with his father King Henry. But as his brother Prince Henry died in 1183, Richard is next in line for the title of King of England. And that's where you take off to see if you can inherit the throne with King Henry trying everything to stop you. Needing all the military power possible, he goes with an authority focus due to the dread gain to keep people from testing him. Starting the game with stalwart leader increasing prowess, chivalric dominance boosting knight effectiveness by 75%, and never back down helping with keeping friendlies alive and battle advantage, so it's a good start to get involved in some conflict. Prince Richard starting off as a chaste, brave and arrogant person, but has some amazing martial traits. With brilliant strategist and organizer, and his own trait Lionheart that once again gives him a nice boost to his power, and finally the Crusader perk. With all that info out of the way, let's get straight into it. We get an event chain, a bride for Prince Richard. His father wanted him to marry Alice to get an alliance with France, but France is ruled by Richard's secret lover, Prince Philip. Ultimately, he decides to go with Alice as France could be a strong ally when it comes to taking the English throne. Prince Philip quickly uses this alliance to call Richard into war against Flanders. To prepare, he increases his power by recruiting some men-at-arms. King Henry invites Richard to be Spy Master of England, of course accepting this new council position as this could prove powerful in his plan to take the throne. He gets offered 5 new vassals, which once again goes perfectly with his plan to take the title. The war against Flanders was at massive stalemate until the 17th of October 1185, when he managed to siege the capital, taking Count Philip's wife and son, the heir to the throne. Although the celebrations don't last forever, once news from Paris arrived, Richard's brother was killed at a joust, but not before agreeing Brittany belonged to France. But Richard knows his father Henry too well and is anticipating him to try and take it for himself. Things only got worse once King Henry legitimized John, the youngest brother, meaning Richard was no longer going to inherit the throne of England. So he decided to form an alliance with Castile, anticipating a war. Lionheart was officially a king, the King of Aquitaine. Due to his father's deaths, now England was ruled by King John. Fortunately for Richard, at least John decided to keep him as spy master, making the king an easy kill. The only thing standing in his way to the English throne. Desperately trying to get the title, he convinces many people from John's court to join his plot. All this tension seemed to be too much for some people as they tried to desert Richard's rule. But it would be silly to let this go unpunished. He needed to be feared and rule his kingdom with an iron fist to have any chance of success. The deserters are quickly executed to send a message to everybody who might consider similar acts in the future. He decided to break up with his lover, King Philip, as he couldn't risk such secrets ruin his dreaded reputation. Finally, King John will be vulnerable on a ship in Hampshire. With this news, quickly sending an agent to make the boat flammable, ready for a single flaming arrow to ignite the boat and take John down with it. And the plan worked. Richard the Lionheart now has complete control over England, making him more powerful than ever. Although it wasn't all such smooth sailing. Instantly the people wanted lower crown authority starting a war. So, an alliance with his half-brother Bishop of York could prove useful, and calling in all of the allies for backup as winning this war could prove essential in sending a message to his newly acquired vassals. Swiftly sending troops to England to fight against the uprising, winning 2 major battles and sieging Kendal. Luckily for Richard, the French war against Flanders come to an end, meaning Philip could send his army to help. A hugely important battle, the Battle of York, with the majority of the revolt's strength took place, with Richard not standing a chance but going back with the French forces showing up to change the tide of things. As usual, any success was quickly destroyed. This time, Earl William of Kent claimed he had the right to the throne, resulting in another war. The ongoing Liberty War ending in white peace, so all efforts can be focused on the much more important Independence War, hiring some mercenaries to help put this war down quickly. Crusader Kings. For too long, the Catholic faith had been brutalized by heretics and infidels. It was almost time for the 3rd Crusade, and the brave Richard the Lionheart promised to take part. His army was caught off guard by a much larger army of 25,000, taking the war score down to minus 54%, resulting in Richard surrendering the English throne to Prince Philip, but of course not without a plan. Once again, a scheme to murder William, passing the throne back. With the Crusade only 50 days away, 50 gold is paid to help bring William's murder to life. The 29th of September 1191, the Crusade for Syria has begun. Thousands from each side will gather to decide the future of the Holy Lands. Richard targets the Ayyubid Empire capital, the empire run by Malik Saladin, an insanely powerful man that could single-handedly change this war. I wanted to quickly mention this mod allows very religious people to be sainted by the Pope, giving them a special trait. I thought that was pretty cool. Finally, on the 17th of June, William was killed by bandits, resulting in the throne going straight back to Richard. While sieging Damascus, the Holy War was tipping to the other side, and it seemed to be over when a giant army of 17,000 snuck up and attacked Richard's army. quickly resulting in the end of the Holy War. By the 7th of March, the Holy War was lost and the Holy Land was still not controlled. The warriors of St. George found only death and humiliation at the gates of Syria. The Crusade, so eagerly called and supported by the Pope Lucius, ended in disastrous defeat that only hurt the cause of the faithful. This will surely embolden more blasphemers and infidels to further stray from Catholicism. That is where the story ends. Richard the Lionheart managing to keep the English throne under Aquitaine by clever planning and unsuspicious deaths, but massively defeated in the Holy War for Syria. Like I said, I just wanted to try something a little different. I got more ideas and I just want to try out and see what you guys want more of. Maybe my commentary wasn't great over this, but it's definitely something I can improve on. And I wanted to say the link for this mod will be in the description, and I'll link the official Discord in the comments. This mod is probably the most fun I've had in CK3. All the characters are so interesting, it brings some good challenge and unique playthroughs. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.